I was having some questions during med school, and at Harvard Med School in Boston, studying ophthalmology, studying the eye, and I realized that how complex the eye is. And I remember reading something years back in Darwin's book about evolution that he talked about at the end, the complexity of the eye is his Achilles tendon, basically. That is the complexity make him feel that's the weak point of his theory, evolutionarily. So I remember that. So as I was studying at Harvard Med School ophthalmology, the eye, and I began to have more and more questions. The more I studied, I realized how complex all the photoreceptors, the neurons, and transmission, visual interpretation, all that. And I was doing a rotation, offside rotation, with a COS member, Dr. Stanley Hand. So I was doing a pediatric ophthalmology rotation, and I remember I just kept on asking questions. I said, Dr. Hand, why, how could, I was atheist, I believe only in science, how the random assembly of molecules and neurons can form such an orderly array for vision, capturing interpretation, and any mistake will screw up the whole thing. How could that be mathematically even possible? And I kept on asking questions, and finally, he figured where I really was in my life. So he took me out to lunch, and it was during that I learned that he was a Christian. So he said, Ming, what's across the street? I said, there's a car. He said, what's the difference between a car and a human eye? I said, well, human eye is a lot more complicated. So he said, okay, can you imagine a piled random piece of metal assemble itself into a car? I said, no way. Then he leaned over, he said, how about human eye? Right then and then, he opened a window in my life. And I realized all of a sudden that the reason that such a complex human organ, the eye, could form such an array of cells, 10 to the 23rd, 24th, and because any molecule stay out of the line will screw up the whole vision capturing interpretation, is because it was not random. It was designed, it was formed with a specific purpose for vision. And there's a creator. And the science offers an incomplete picture of the world at the best. So he gave me my first Bible, and I started studying, and I realized that, life is not just about science. Life's about faith and science. And I started my walk following Jesus Christ and became a Christian. And since then, I kept on my journey, and realized that science and faith is like the two sides of the same coin, the life coin. Science on one side, faith on the other side. And it's almost like science tell you what things are, and faith tell you why things are. And as a Christian and a scientist, I realized that science gave me the tools. I've got to study the medicine. I've got to be good in what I do. But at the same time, I believe in Christ. Give me a sense of purpose.